Wonderful. Well, good morning and welcome to She Speaks for today. Of course, it's Tuesday, it's around 10:30. That's the time for it where we rope in an awesome St. Lucian, amazing woman, who's going to walk us through her journey thus far, with the hope of inspiring all of our listeners or even just one. If we are able to do that, it is very well worth it. So we are definitely grateful for the people who have seen the vision and came on board as partners. So that's First National Bank. We appreciate you. And also to Courts. Now this morning we've got the beautiful and amazing, talented, she's such a big personality. But Claire Marissa Smart is our guest this morning. Of course, the woman just come back home, gone over. Where was it? Was it Dominica? Dominica, and just pick up a big crown and every other title, if you ask me, and brought it right back home to us. So we certainly are basking in that awesome glory and victory, because she didn't just do this for Claire. This was a St. Lucia win, and we all basket in that this morning. So we're gonna talk about Claire this morning in depth. So stay with us. Let's take a word from the partners, and we're coming right back.
See me soar in 2024. Be seen wearing the best and latest styles in eyewear from Courts Optical. Buy one frame and get a second pair for free. Mix and match with your favorite brands. A variety of colors and fresh new styles. Buy one frame and get a second pair absolutely free. Shop today with no cash and pay later. Schedule your free eye exam today at courtsoptical.com. Soar into 2024 with BOGO. Only at Courts Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. Offer valid until January 31st, 2024. See in store for details.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Of course, we are live, so we've got you over on YouTube and also on our Facebook page, the official page of Radio Caribbean. So if you don't want to get a little, I don't know why you don't want to jump on the live, because it's beauty and royalty up in here this morning. I try to match the energy, so I try.
You look gorgeous. You look gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. This young lady is she piqued my interest a lot, and because maybe it's because she reminds me so much of myself. She's just there. She's present. No, she's present. She is present in the moment. She is, young people sometime around is not so focused, not so deliberate. They're still there, and that's okay, because it's where they're supposed to be.
It's
but
true,
when you find 1-2 within the mix that you see that's got it together like that, all right, this is a young child that understands exactly who she is.
Yeah.
And this is it. You have to encourage these kind of things, especially as melanin girls, especially as Caribbean girls, because we got that part within us as well. And we have grown for so long with the notion and the narrative that we are supposed to fit into a certain box that requires us to shun certain parts of what's supposed to. Let me tell you about this. No, sir, we ain't doing it. So here she is this morning. I mean, we had to rope her in because, of course, she's present right now. She's current and she's trending because she just won the. What's the name of the title? It's a Miss
OACS.
OACS, right? Yeah, you think it's little thing, big time? Yes, man. She just captured the Miss OACS title with a number of other categories involved in there. She just picked it all up. So it just speaks to the person in truth, and what we all saying here this morning. Yes. But all of this birthed somewhere, because this is what most of you, including myself, are now seeing. But this comes from somewhere else. So we had to dial back down a little bit and go deep, into the person, Claire Marissa Smart. Claire, Good morning.
Good
Now
morning.
so long. I just say good morning. Oh my God. Well, welcome.
morning. Thank
And
you.
We had you here last week, but that was just touching the surface, you know, and which is just because that's what the program is about. But we needed to get you on this one where we need to delve in a little bit deeper and get to know more.
Of course.
Connect a little more with Claire because, yes, we need to. Tell me about yourself growing up. What community? Who must take credit? Which community making noise this morning?
Quite a few actually. I was born in Cedars with both my parents, and then when they split up, I went to Lasticale with my mom. And then I was back and forth between Cedars and Lasticale.
Watch them now. Watch them make noise this morning.
Of
Now, they make
course.
noise by right. Make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Okay. What was growing up like? What kind of a household? What was some of the if you want to call it that, some of the hurdles you think you had to overcome? And while you're at it, what was some of the grounded principles that you think is molded you into the young lady that you are today?
I think my hurdles were my brothers. I mean,
Only
you
brothers
know
you
how-
have? Or
yes,
you were
I
only
only have
girl?
brothers.
How many
yeah.
brothers?
2 older brothers.
Oh my!
So you know
oh,
how
you were
that
baby.
story goes.
You're a baby.
with the
Yeah, you're a
brothers.
little
Yeah.
baby. Yeah.
But
Overprotective.
yes, always. But I think my parents made it their duty to allow me to do everything that I wanted to do.
Right.
So when I was younger, I used to run track, and then I started dance later on. But my mom was like, you know, you could get a scholarship with track, but she
Yes.
realized that I was gravitating more to dance. So she was like, okay, I'm going to let you do that because I realize that's what you're passionate about.
Right.
But still keep track in your back pocket. And she also introduced me to netball because she was a national netballer.
Oh.
So I did track, I did netball, and I did dance. But eventually I just chose dance, and she just kind of let me do my thing and let it take me where I wanted it to take me. So I guess that's what brought me to pageantry as well.
Absolutely.
So I was part of camp dancers, and my first pageant was St. Lucia's Most Talented Teen. One of my
Right.
friends at convent, she dropped out, so I took her spot, and she was like, you better win, you better
Oh.
win. I'm like, okay, no problem. And then that's where it all started.
And it all started
Yeah.
there. But before that, were there any little sort of indication that this was something you liked?
So a little secret, when I was in grade 1, I don't know what made them think I could speak Creole, but they put me in a Creole pageant.
Ay, ay, ay.
And my mom stood at the side of the stage telling me what to say the entire
Oh my
time.
God. That was the birthing of
Yes,
this, you see? You didn't even understand that then.
But I didn't place, but I actually enjoyed being
No,
on
it
stage.
molded
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
That was the beginning.
And I just went crazy from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for when you did that first one, did something picked in there, even younger? No, not yet. Still.
Not yet. Mm-mm. I think I was, you know how they say you have Zafir? So my teacher was like, okay, I'm going to put her in the pageant. I was like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And my mother was just like, okay, no problem. And we just took part in that
Looking
system.
back,
Mm-hmm.
looking back, do you understand it then now differently?
Yeah,
Okay.
most definitely.
Certainly. Right. Brothers. Okay, your brothers are still they're still here, they're
yes.
around. Right.
Mhm.
Still very
much so.
protective.
Very much
love
so.
it. Right. You said, do you believe that you mentioned the fact that your mom, even though she would have had her reserves, would have allowed you the leeway to explore what your passion is? Do you think that's one of the things that has contributed to who you are today?
Yes, very, very much. One thing she's always said, I'm going to support you in whatever you do. And I think for a pageant girl and just a woman in general, you always need that support. You just need that one person that's going to be, I'm going to support you through everything. Even though you make mistakes, I'm going to just guide you. Even though she didn't know what was happening, because my mom right now, she's like my mom nature. So she'd prepare me for interviews, and she'd be there. She learned everything.
She did an
about-
awesome job, by the way. Mommy,
She
you did
learned
well.
everything about pageantry, so that if I don't have the assets that I need, she can step in. She can do makeup. She can do hair. She can dress me up. She definitely made sure that she supported me through all of my endeavors,
Oh my.
wherever that took me. She was also in Dominica, so
That is
she-
a special
yeah.
mom, because most parents, including myself, sometimes I had to tell myself, "Come, stop, let the children do their thing." You know?
she made it her duty to just do your thing, girl. Just
And be the supportive
Yes,
mommy. I absolutely like that. All right, we have to take a break now from our partners. When we come back, we're going to talk about your career path. Wasco, I know listening, they locked on. Let me tell you.
always.
So
always.
when we come back, we're definitely going to talk about your career path, and we got to talk about the pageant a little more, and what is next, and some of the things. You're quite young, innit?
Yes.
You're quite young. You got a whole life ahead of you. You spring chicken still, didn't you? We take a word from, of course, the First National Bank, and then we coming right back.
Save up to 30% store-wide. Now that's unbeatable value you will love. Find it only at Quartz. We've got the best range in appliances, electronics, furniture, and so much more. With the best quality and the best prices. Now that's a match you'll love. Get it today with no cash and pay over time. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Offer ends February 24, 2024.
First National Bank says get the home you've always wanted with zero down. That's right, as we celebrate more than 85 years of being here for you as the first indigenous bank, we're giving 85 individuals 100% financing to achieve their dream of home ownership. This is possibly the most important decision you'll ever make. 100% financing for your dream home. Call or come into First National Bank today and ask about our zero down payment 100% financing for mortgages. First National Bank, here for you.
All right, there's always going to be conversation outside of the mic. So we're back, and for those of you just joining us, I'm Alison Skeet. Hi, Patuski. I think so. Don't play with me. I think so it is. That's somebody there. And the rest of you who didn't come in, but you're there. Mm-hmm. We're here with Claire Smart. Mm-hmm. Claire Smart is the queen, the OACS queen for 2023-2024. Mm-hmm. And, we're just happy for the opportunity to catch on with Claire. But even more so, the fact that she's a young lady. Mm-hmm. Normally the people when she speaks is a little older. Yes, that's what I was saying. I'm like, no, but it's important because we're not grooming. So if we can have somebody who can relate to young ladies from your peers, why not? And you're the perfect candidate. So there you go. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. It's an honor to be here. Absolutely. Honestly. No, we need it. We need to, we had a continuity. We have to have that. You understand? So let's talk now about career-wise. Mm-hmm. So you left school when?
2015 Convent and 2017 South Louis. Right.
Mm-hmm. What were some of the things you engaged in
school? Mm-hmm. So at Convent, I was part of the netball team. I was part of the Save the Environment Club.
Really? I like this.
I did track as well, okay. And I danced at everything that they could possibly have at Convent. I made sure I danced, yes.
Dance is a passion.
Of course.
It really is the underlying passion. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So then, you went through, transitioned from that. When was it that you decided to start taking the pageantry really, really serious?
Seriously?
Yes.
After I did Queen Show.
Right. And that was not long?
That was...
What year was that?
2017.
That was 2017. Yeah, that was a little bit.
That's 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, so after I did Queen Show, I got the taste of, what it's really like to be in, these tough pageants. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. And then I got the opportunity to work with Lady J to do 2 regional pageants. And I'm like, yes, I definitely want to continue on this path. And I'm here today.
What was the rush in it for you? What was the exciting part of it? Was it the fact that the platform created an avenue for you to be able to deal with other things you wanted to deal with? Yes. Or was it just, I could do this. I've proven it.
It was a mixture of both. I think I wanted to see all what I can do, how much I can take at the time. Right. So I just jumped into regional pageants after Queen Show, and I think that prepared me a lot for this one also. But I loved the platform that it created for me as a dancer in particular, and just as a young woman, because there are so many women that I inspire to participate in pageants, and that's something I'm excited about. I'm happy about, because some people say they took part in this pageant because they saw me do it, and I'm like, okay. That's I'm doing something important. I'm making somebody feel more confident in themselves, and that's what I want to do for young women who have a background similar to mine, but are not sure about themselves. Like, girl, you can do it. Anything you set your mind to, you can do it. Yeah.
If you were to change any preconceived notion when it comes to pageantry, what would one of the things be that you'd like people to look at differently? Probably a myth type of way in how we looked at pageantry in the past, and now that you're very much involved,
Mm-hmm.
what it really means and how it is that you see that, okay, this is so wrong, how they're looking
Mm-hmm.
at it.
The pretty girls. It's always the pretty girls and the girls
Right.
with that color and the girls with that kind of nose, that kind of hair. It's just the image that they create for us. Some people, it's that barrier is starting to break all the way
Yes,
every
yes.
year. Every time you see a Miss Universe or even our Queen show,
Yes.
there's something different about the girls, and it's refreshing, honestly. But you just have to listen to the girls speak, especially in the interviews, and you can pinpoint exactly what they're passionate about every single time. Every time they go on a radio station, just listen carefully. They're going to repeat some things that they're interested in, and you'll be like, okay, it's not just a pretty face. This girl has something that she wants to, you know,
wants to share. She wants to impart.
share.
She
She wants to be a part of. She wants to make people know. So I think it's important to just pay attention to the girls and what they say and how they move around as well, because for my pageant in particular, I just had to listen to them maybe at 1-2 interviews, and I knew exactly, okay, that's what you're passionate about. This is what you're passionate about. This is what you want to share with the world. So look away from the faces, look away from our physicalities, and just delve into our mental, our education, and you'll see how impactful being in a pageant is, and impactful the platform that pageantry gives you. How yeah.
Do you think our bodies understand that from a national level? Do you think we understand how much of impact we can create through pageantry?
I think we're understanding it now. Before, I'm not too sure that we did, but as time goes by, you've seen the, how do I say, the evolution of pageantry, and we're starting to go into it now. And you see, for example, I'm going to use her as an example. Burnell is very into youth development, and now that she went up for Queen Show, everybody is now seeing and noticing how much she does. So I think we're starting to appreciate.
We're getting there.
Yes, we're getting there. Yes.
Maybe some would say we should have been there before, but
yeah.
at least we are
Yes,
getting.
we're getting somewhere.
there.
Yes.
Right. Let's move away from pageantry for a minute, because that you're gonna have that conversation. You're gonna be talking for the whole next year concerning pageantry, because you are the reigning Miss OACS. Although the last time I spoke, I sat in with you on Earthquake. It was important for us to ask you, from an OACS standpoint, what was some of the roles that you now have to undertake, because this means you are the reigning queen.
Yes.
This means now you have to be doing certain things, channeling certain courses. We might not see you certain times. You might have to dip out, because this is OACS.
Yes.
This is not just a St. Lucia thing. Have they called on you yet to do your first? Yeah?
Well, they invited me to an event for Women's Month. At the end of March, they're having a ceremony to acknowledge women.
Is it in Dominica?
No, it's
Where is
actually
it?
here, because
Is
the
it?
OACS
Oh,
Commission
okay,
office
great.
is here.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely good. So that means you definitely can be part of that. Right. So we're gonna come back and talk about all of that in a minute. But I wanted to segue a little bit and talk to you. You're a young lady.
Yes.
You're in the spaces, you dance, so you mingle a lot with a lot of other young persons yourself. What is your take on where we are right now as young people? Are we I'm sure you're hearing the conversation. There seems to be a conversation where the conversation is leading towards our young people are not as progressive, are not as focused, are not. Yeah, that's conversation like that. Like, okay, it's like social media has created something else out of our children that is not as fruitful. That's how the conversation is sort of like that. So what is your take?
I completely disagree. I think after COVID, social media had a very positive impact on, let's say, my generation. You saw people opening businesses, and now we're seeing how fruitful these businesses are for St. Lucia as a whole, because we have CMOS going to Dubai. We have our jewelry getting recognition all over the place, and not progressive. I disagree completely, and I think we have to give the youth credit. We try to take away from the fact that, okay, because they're not doing this or because they're not doing that they're not being
they're not following the status quo, what we used to.
But
they're doing.
Come on now,
they're
doing. Yes. And there's never there's never a week that you don't have somebody to bring on Youth Unplugged. Never.
That is
never.
True. That is true.
So I disagree. Not progressive, not focused. These children are focused.
they're probably not focused on what we want them to.
Yes, that's probably what it is.
So how do you presume? Do you see that it's going to be a problem moving forward? And how do you presume that we bridge the gap between these two things? Because I asked this, but deliberately asked this because you correct. We are no longer brewing children that are going to get a job.
Doctors, lawyers,
yeah, or going to get a job. They're creating their own
Mm-hmm.
spaces. They're becoming entrepreneurs, and it seems to be like a miss between because we were some generation before us were taught this is the normal, you know, and now that this generation is moving away from the normal and it's going in that direction. Does that resonate, or where do we make it known that hey, this does not mean that we are deteriorating? It means that we're progressing. I know. What do we have to do? We have to. Our generation, the generation before us, have to be a little bit more open-minded.
Yes, they do. I think they need to be a little more open-minded and just, how do I say it? Like my mom. Let them be. Just let them.
It's hard.
Let them do what they're
I'm
doing.
speaking from their standpoint, but it's hard. What they say, but it's hard.
Okay, so you can agree that.
Oh yes, I can.
They are fruitful. There are fruitful endeavors that the youth partake in right now.
I am not a status quo kind of person. I am all for innovative movements. Like, got to evolve at some point.
The thing is, the older generation promote being innovative so much, but then when we do become innovative,
it's a problem.
So I think they just need to give it some time, see them reap the rewards.
Right. But do you think that the youths too have a responsibility as well? Because they are elevated and they know better. Do you think that they push back because they just feel, okay, you all just don't understand us and you're just trying to, so we ain't bothered, we just moving on our thing, doing our thing. Is that the mindset?
Sometimes.
So how does that work for us? No, so I know.
We do, because believe it or not, we're very stubborn.
Yes, of course.
We are. I can agree we're stubborn. But, I think there just needs to be some sort of cohesion.
Yes, they've got to be at some point, and both sides has got to realize there's a need, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we got
because we need some continuity.
Yes.
And they need some. How do I say?
A little wisdom too. Sometimes, you know. So.
So there needs to be some common ground that we end up having to come on, so that.
So can I put you on the spot? During your tenure, can that one be that little part of what it is that you're sort of like, you know, you remember to give a little plug every once in a while? I don't know. I'm trying to add to your whole list of things that you have. I mean, it don't have to be a heavy one. Just be mindful that this is what's going on. How can I, in every way that I do something, can try and make the link between the two worlds, so that we can get to that space? Because if we continue going like that, we'll be fighting with each other for no reason.
For no reason. Wow.
I don't know. Think about it. Certainly think about it. Let's come back down now. We have about 5 minutes left. Let's come back down to your read. I put this out there. That's just me being miserable. But you now, on a personal level, what are some of the things that you believe you want to channel now that you have that platform as the reigning Miss OACS? Because that's the platform created where you can channel causes. You can make a plea for certain things. What are some of the things that you think you're passionate about enough that you want to see a difference in positively?
The girls. I'm very passionate about the girls and how they feel about themselves, how they put themselves out in the world. And I want to say it's a program, but it's almost like a foundation, some sort of non-profit behind the sash. So that's where other pageant enthusiasts like myself use this place to create, how do I say, amalgamation of anything that you're passionate about. So something I'm passionate about, somebody else might not know, but something they're passionate about, I may not know. So let's say education.
Share.
Yes, share the platform. I don't want it to just be mine and be selfish with it. I want it to be everybody's one. I'm not just saying Nusha, but across the Caribbean, because I've made friends across the Caribbean over the time. So I just want it to be something where people get to share their passion and just do the work in the area that they're passionate about. So yeah, that's
wonderful. Let's just go back now. Let's just dial back now to the experience itself, because I know a lot of people may say, "Oh, what was it like being over there?" How many other countries took part?
4. It was myself, Dominica,
Nusha,
Dominica,
Antigua, right?
BVI, and Grenada.
Yeah, you got with Italy. Listen, Licks, let me tell you. I hear that long before you drag it in. I say hello. Sorry, I say sorry. You're talking to the wrong person. I'm a Lucian now. I say don't talk to me. If only I had a winner that tell you Lucian, listen, you understand? You know how we do as Caribbean people. But what does that do you believe, for us as a Caribbean unite? Well, we're supposed to be, like we always say. I always say it before, because being into regional, I call myself a regionalist. It makes it, sometimes it feels a little uncomfortable, because I believe as a people we are there already.
Yeah,
we talk about integration. The people are integrated already.
Definitely.
I think is the other aspects that have to come together. Better travel, cheaper traveling means, like these sort of
our
ways.
culture, our mixture of where we get to
Cultural
share.
exchange. Yes, we need some more of this. So what do you think pageants like these does that to some extent?
Yes, because St. Lucians got a taste of Grenada, they got a taste of Antigua when they were looking for me, but while they were watching the show, they got exposure to other cultures. So I think pageantry is one of the steps that we're taking to regional integration, and I hope that we continue in that direction, and I hope that we get to host more pageants as well, not just for regional integration, but for integration of the women.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad we host. We have 2 minutes. I'm glad you said. Listen, I'm picking your brain this morning, because it's important to know where our young people's minds are, because they have ideas, and the ideas could be what could help us to propel into the future as well. I'm glad you said more. Do you believe that St. Lucia should have one that embodies regional?
Yes. Yeah, and I think the quality of pageantry that we have here in St. Lucia is of one of the highest standards that I've seen in the Caribbean.
That is true.
Us hosting a regional pageant would be that would be fantastic. Absolutely. So I think that we should look into it. I think we've been looking into it. I've heard people speaking about it. However,
we speak a lot.
We do.
Speak a lot.
And people don't usually want to fund it. We don't get the sponsorship that we need. And I can talk about sponsorship because I've been there. I've experienced
that is so
it.
Unfortunate.
So but I think it's something that will come in the future. I do. It's something that we can do. It's not out of reach for us. So hopefully in the near future we get to host something big.
We can't try and steal the OECS. Or what if in future, I don't know, but that has always been Dominica's doing thing.
It has.
It'll be sort of like Dominica might take a little offense, and you can't really know them
we
if
can
they
have
do.
a Miss CARICOM. We can have a Miss
something.
Yeah,
I know what I'm saying. Listen, man. I think we're capable. Certainly. You got 1 minute to throw it out, whatever you want to share. If you think you want to inspire, motivate somebody that is listening outside that might need that little word of encouragement right now, if you want to say anything to them.
So I just want to firstly thank everyone who has supported me so far. I appreciate it. I see the messages. And to anybody who's listening who needs a little inspiration, girl or man, just believe in yourself. Be confident in yourself, and just be confident in what you bring to the table. Nobody is you, and that is your power. And I say that every day to myself. No one is you. Nobody can do it like you. Nobody can speak like you. So just be yourself and be confident in who you are, always, in whatever you do.
One Claire Marissa Smart.
One.
Certainly. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And all the best.
Thank you.
We look forward. We are looking in. Now we don't have a choice but to look in. And you know what? We are excited about what the prospects of the future holds for you. You're quite a bright and shining one.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you for the win too, for St. Lucia.
Of course.
On behalf of St. Lucia, thank you. Yeah. Now we make a noise, but that's all right. We're okay. We're all right. But let me just let that be a lesson learned.
Yeah.
You understand?
We can win.
You see how good it feels to make noise? Yeah, I told you.
Get some bragging rights for an
you
entire
you see how good it feels to make noise? All right, so let's next time we have anybody going up to represent us, let's make it a little easier for them. That is all I say. Me telling nobody nothing. Who feels some type of way? Well, all you know what to do, fix it. Certainly. Guys, thank you so much. Those of you who viewed, those of you who commented, those who listened, thank you so very much. Let's do this again next Tuesday. We'll have another St. Lucian amazing woman right here in our company. And of course, we're going to be looking forward to sharing her story with us. Thank you, Courts. Thank you, the First National Bank. Let's do it again next week.
See me so in 2024. Be seen wearing the best and latest styles in eyewear from Courts Optical. Buy one frame and get a second pair for free. Mix and match with your favorite brands. A variety of colors and fresh new styles. Buy one frame and get a second pair absolutely free. Shop today with no cash and pay later. Schedule your free eye exam today at courtsoptical.com. Soar into 2024 with BOGO. Only at Courts Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply. Offer valid until January 31st, 2024. See in store for details.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
I'm feeling for something special, something good, something tasty, something smooth. When I think about all the flavors I can savor,
I gotta have
Barron's ice cream.
I wanna have, I need to have a flavor that makes me glad. But the way I feel, it must be Farron's ice cream. Chocolate coated ice cream bars, creamsicles I gotta have. Give me some fat-free yogurt I need.
Barron's ice cream.
Farron's ice cream.
It's so delicious. Barron's ice cream.
Farron's
Tastes so good. Barron's ice cream. Oh, I gotta have it. 'Cause only the best will do.
Farron's ice cream, bringing back delicious memories.
Bankers, teachers, students, customs, DJs, revelers, are you ready? Relay for Life is on. The VG playing field is calling you to walk or run on February 4th, 2024 on World Cancer Day. Cancer does not sleep, and neither do we. Get your teams together and let's fight back against cancer. Make your first lap count. Registration open. $30 adults. Children 10 to 16, $20. Children under 10 walk for free. Relay for Life 2024. See you there.